In the comment sections of a video I did, somebody was asking about what about all of the people in this country? Excuse me, that's my herb burning there. What about all of the people in this country that were doing it the legal way, that were going through the legal process of becoming an American citizen, and were deported, kicked out of the country anyway? This person's response is, that didn't happen to anyone, LOL. If it did, name the person. Okay. ICE has a new courthouse tactic. Get immigrants' cases tossed, then arrest them outside. In a new twist, the Trump administration has begun using an unexpected legal tactic in its deportation efforts. Rather than pursue a deportation case, it is convincing judges to dismiss immigrants' cases, thus depriving the immigrants of protection from arrest and detention, then taking them into custody. The practice affecting immigrants released at the border and given a notice to appear in court under both the Trump and Biden administrations sometimes lead to people being quickly deported by immigration and customs enforcement through a process called expedited removal. Many of the immigrants had requested asylum as allowed under U.S. law. Late last month, advocates filed a lawsuit on behalf of a dozen immigrants unexpectedly arrested by ICE, often after having their case dismissed. One of the migrants in the lawsuit was caught at the border with Mexico and given a court appearance ticket in 2022 after fleeing Cuba. His opposition to forced conscription and the communist government in Cuba led to his arrest there, and he was raped in custody, according to the lawsuit. At his first hearing in U.S. immigration court in May, his case was dismissed with no reason given, and his attorney agreed, thinking the relatively new maneuver was a positive development. But as he left the Miami court, the immigrant was arrested and sent to Washington State for detention, thousands of miles from his family and his wife, who is a U.S. citizen, according to the lawsuit. The aftermath of these courthouse arrests and dismissals for placement in expedited removal wreaks further havoc on people's lives, according to a class action lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Justice filed in July by a group of immigrant advocates. The group argued that the practice is illegal and contrary to the traditional way people are treated when released at the border for court dates. The lawsuit includes 12 immigrants, 3 from Cuba, 3 from Venezuela, 2 from Ecuador, 2 from Guinea, and others from Liberia and the Chechen Republic. A Department of Justice spokesperson, Natalie Baldassare, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, said the department had no comment on the lawsuit. After a courthouse arrest in New York City in July, Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told CBS News that the new policy is reversing Biden's catch and release policy that allowed millions of unvetted illegal aliens to be let loose on the American streets. However, the Trump administration has also released immigrants seeking asylum at the border pending court dates, according to a June 27 report from the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, or TRAC, at the University of Syracuse, an organization that tracks federal statistics. Almost 18,000 people were released at the border in May, even after Trump officials closed the border, vowed not to allow anyone in, and to immediately detain anyone not legally in the country caught inside the U.S. Other immigration attorneys who spoke with Stateline described uprooted lives caused by the new practice of arresting people as they show up for court hearings, but the attorneys declined to speak on the record for fear of drawing negative attention for their clients' cases. You want to start seeing names? Pause here, and here, and here, and here. Yes, it is happening. People that are here under protective status are having their protective status suddenly revoked for no reason and then rounded up and thrown out of the country. People who are showing up to immigration cases so that they can go through it the right way, the legal way, are having their cases dismissed and they're being scooped up outside. And in some cases, they're not even getting inside to have their cases dismissed. When they show up to the courthouse to have a hearing, they're being arrested by ICE. It absolutely is happening, whether you want to believe it or not.